sync it up so I know where to start. Ready? When on three, we'll clap. Ready?
Okay.
1, 2, 3. There we go.
Welcome everybody back to the Top of the Bottom podcast. I'm your host Jay, and I'm here with
Jeremiah Jordan.
Welcome. And today's a special episode. It is actually a 420 episode. As you can tell, we have our shirts.
We're very festive today.
Herbology. Very, very festive. And look at our decorations right here.
Got some Dubongs here.
Dubongs. And we're really into the spirit today of 420. You know, very Rastafarian.
Yeah, we got the Rastafarian colors on our bongs here. And our favorite Rastafarian, Bob Marley, we're celebrating
Bob Marley,
today.
Yes.
You know, happy smoking, everybody.
Get that bong, get that token.
With your toke, you spliff, you know, you take a puff of the Buddha, you hit the ganja, you know, however you celebrate 420. We hope it's a good one. We hope that maybe you're spending it with friends, because I don't think this is the type of holiday you celebrate with family. Unless you're extremely cool, then congratulations.
With a cool family, right?
But it's also, I would say, it's a very spiritual thing, you know, for a lot of people. It's a spiritual experience, you know. A lot of religions, I would say, use cannabis to raise their spiritual divinity, right?
Definitely.
And none more famous than the Rastafarians.
The Rastafarians.
And today, I kind of want to go through the history of the Rastafarian religion, and we'll see. We'll get a little bit, because we celebrate the colors, but we don't know anything about them, so I kind of want to educate everybody on what they do, what it's like to be a real-life Rastafarian.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to be reading from, I'll preface ahead of time, is I'll be reading from a Wikipedia article. Now, I know Wikipedia isn't the most trusted source, but it's kind of hard to find sources when you don't know what you're looking for. So usually the best place to start is a Wikipedia article. And I didn't do any fact checking, but I'm certain most of their citations are legit.
Wikipedia always being legit.
So it says here that the Rastafarian beliefs are based on a specific interpretation of the Bible. Central to the religion is a monotheistic belief in a single God, referred to as Jah, who is deemed to partially reside within each individual. Rastas accord key importance to Haile Selassie I. He was the emperor of Ethiopia between 1930 and 1974. Many regard him as the second coming of Jesus and Jah incarnate. He goes on to say, they consider Western society to be Babylon and Africa the promised land, or Zion. They have community meetings too. They do something called groundings. And during groundings, aside from smoking grass, they have what's called reasonings, where all the attendees discuss current events. They sing, they dance, they recite poetry as well, and these are usually all male, but there are some women groups within Rastafarianism that also do groundings as well. Rastafari meetings are opened and closed with prayers. These usually involve supplication of Jah, the supplication for the hungry, sick, and infants, and it calls for the destruction of the Rasta's enemies, and then closes with statements of adoration.
Hey, it seems like my kind of religion.
I know, you never have a good prayer without praying for the downfall of your enemies.
Of course.
You know, I can get behind that. I can
totally get behind that.
The principal ritual of Rastafari is the smoking of ganja, also known as marijuana or cannabis. Among the names that the Rastas give to the plant are Kali, Alay, the herb, the holy herb, the grass, and the weed. Cannabis is usually smoked during groundings, although some practitioners also smoke it informally in other contexts. Some Rastas smoke it almost all of the time.
Right.
Some Rastas, something other practitioners regard as excessive. And many practitioners also ingest cannabis in a tea, as a spice in cooking, and also as an ingredient in medicine. However, not all Rastas use ganja. Abstainers explain that they have already achieved a higher level of consciousness, and thus do not need it to require it. In Rastafari, cannabis is considered a sacrament. Rastas argued that the use of ganja is promoted in the Bible, specifically in Genesis, Psalms, and Revelation. They regard it as having healing properties, eulogize it for inducing feelings of peace and love, and claim that it cultivates a form of personal introspection that allows the smokers to develop their inner divinity. Some Rastas believe that cannabis smoke serves as an incense that counteracts immoral practices in society.
Hey, there's a lot of uses for cannabis.
More than us Westerners, us
More than I
Babylonian
actually knew.
residents,
Yeah.
believe that we could use it.
We
for.
really don't know.
Maybe we're Babylon because we ban it.
You think so?
We ban cannabis, and if cannabis is a sacrament for God, and we ban the sacrament for God, that's what makes us Babylon.
Wow, that's insane. It could be.
Rastas typically smoke cannabis in the form of a large hand-rolled cigarette known as a spliff.
A spliff.
This is often rolled together while a prayer is offered to Jah. The spliff is
Right.
lit and smoked only when the prayer is completed. At other times, cannabis is smoked in a water pipe referred to as a chalice. Styles include
A
coochie.
water pipe?
Uh,
This water pipe?
Hey, you're right.
A chalice.
And they call it a chalice. We call it a bong
A
here
bong,
in Babylon.
A bong rip.
A bong rip. A kutchies. The styles include kutchies, chiliums, and steamers. So I guess that's the bong, right?
Yeah.
The pipe is passed in a counterclockwise direction around the assembled circle of Rastas.
You sure you're not describing just a sesh?
Hey man, you know what? Us Babylonians, we rip off a lot from black culture, and that might just be one of maybe to argue what they do is we go counterclockwise.
Counterclockwise.
Well, no, they go counterclockwise, so maybe we go clockwise.
Well, it's exactly what it sounds like you're describing, which is a whole sesh between you and your friends.
And that's how we
420.
rebel against them. We take their stuff.
Or we learned it. It's learned. I don't know. Go ahead.
And there are many religions that, so as I mentioned before, there are many religions that use that sticky to
Many religions.
many religions that use the sticky, that dank,
That dank.
the hash,
The hash.
the grass, the devil's lettuce.
The devil's lettuce. Damn. You know a lot of names for these.
I do. I'm well versed in slang and street
It's
lingo.
slang, yeah. I'm learning a lot from you, actually.
Yeah, you'll learn a lot the more you hang around me. You'll
I
learn
bet.
plenty.
I hope I get hip with this.
You gotta get real hip. So and they use this to reach a higher level of spiritual divinity, as I mentioned earlier at the top of the episode,
Right. They think it's it opens them up to creativity.
to
right?
Jah.
To Jah
To
himself.
Jah. All grace goes to Jah, man.
The only difference is they don't abuse it like we do.
Well, according to this article, some of them do. And some
Really?
practitioners regard it as excessive, Some just smoke it all the time. They're never conscious of mind, right? They're always absent-minded with
They're
that.
absent.
They're under the influence all the time.
Indeed,
But I chose Rastafarianism for a very specific reason. So we know that many cities still try and hold on to their archaic laws banning weed.
Right.
And
Especially in California where people are just kind of not minding it anymore.
yeah, and I would say, well, I think it was 2020 or 2019 where
Yeah.
California finally legalized the use of cannabis, and but there are still cities that have outlawed it, right? And so today there was a specific Rastafarian church that sprung up in the middle of nowhere in the city of Alhambra, California, in Los Angeles
In
County.
Los Angeles, California, right. And
Can you tell us a little bit about it, Jay?
yeah, so here's the article. It's an article from the Pasadena Star News. So it's a let's see. So it's on Valley Boulevard, Alhambra. It's called Alhambra Faith and Unity. It looks like a small new church in the shadows of the Pyrenees Castle. The banner of the building, which is 2387 West Valley Boulevard, bears the folded hands emoji. So they have an emoji as their logo as a church. Yeah, so it's emoji claps in a prayer with rays of light emitting from behind it. As churches do.
It's very holy,
Using emojis. I think they're more in tune with our time.
I would say.
It's a hip church.
I would say.
I would say. So inside of it is it's not what it pretends to be. It's turns out to be a dispensary. It's a dispensary And this dispensary is definitely not legal because it's been banned here in Alhambra. And so basically, this church stands. They advertise as a church, but online, it doesn't say anything about holy prayer or anything holy.
Right. We just went through the history of the rituals of Rastafarian, so there's no groundings at this
There's
church.
no groundings.
There's no reasonings.
There is what you mentioned, where all the Rastas go in a circle and pass it to each other.
Oh, right. So there's the prayer circle.
The prayer circle, they take that very, very serious.
Do they pray for the destruction of their enemies?
I bet they do. I bet they do. More like competitors.
Right, in the market.
Yeah, so Alhambra banned all recreational marijuana land uses and is only allowed to deliver. Cities only allowed to deliver if it's medical, so medical purposes. So what happens is they got shut down. It's just not a place to be. They still advertise as a previous business. They don't change anything else. They want to kind of seem low key legit, especially not which they're not when you can't enter the front door. You have to go to the back, and there's some shady dude just standing there asking you, "Hey, what are you looking for?"
Asking you new or returning patient.
New returning ID.
I've never walked into a church and been asked if I was a patient and if I was new or returning.
Yeah, no, definitely not. So there's one of them has the name of the SAT Prep Tutoring Center. So would that be considered advertising to minors?
Is it educational?
I doubt it. They're all kind of out of it.
Right.
So
right.
I don't think it's educational at all.
Damn. Like, at least if they were breaking the law, at least they'd be teaching kids something.
Yeah. So they were shut down. They were raided by the FBI. Sorry, I kind of lost myself a little bit. Shit, am I on that?
Are you high right now? You're under some spiritual divinity right now.
I'm feeling pretty creative. I'm feeling holy.
You've always struck me as a very pious, religious man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Especially when you're feeling very highly divine.
Yeah. So I'm chilling. So yeah. So they banned marijuana in September. Sorry, I kind of am a little lost. You gotta give me a second.
It was all that toke talk.
It's all that toke.
Talk.
That fat rip of the bong
that we just had several times, before we started.
Yeah, so it's just a place that got shut down, and people just say it's very frustrating to have marijuana places open up in communities that really don't like it. And yeah, I think that's pretty much all I have for this.
So you're saying, see, I thought by now at least some of the Alhambra residents were a little more in tune with the rest of California, but I guess not. Maybe that they're trying to stay more.
Again, this is kind of the suburbs, so people come here to retire. It's all kind of older people.
Right. So yeah, that's what shocks me. I was very stunned to find out that they weren't really into it. Right? They weren't upset that it was shut down by the feds, who never let us have any fun.
Yeah, I mean, these people are just people who are traditional. They still follow the law. They go, "Hey, man, you can't be doing that." Back in my day,
I believe they had a website as well, but if you go to it today, it's shut down. So
yeah, they were also on this other app called Weed Maps, which I'm not sure a church should be on Weed Maps. Very shady, and they delivered. They delivered those holy prayers to you.
The holy herb.
The holy herb.
The holy herb. And I mean, listen. I guess if they were giving it out, then maybe it'd be legal. But obviously it's a dispensary. It's they're trying to make some money off this. They're trying to find a loophole using religion, saying, "Hey, you can't discriminate against my religion."
Wouldn't
I'm
that be fair though?
It'd
be fair. I mean, regular churches have loopholes, right?
They do lots of tax
lot
loopholes.
of loopholes.
Lots of tax loopholes too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is just to consume, a loophole to consume.
A loophole to consume and a loophole to sell, apparently.
And a loophole to sell.
I guess nobody. I used to live on Valley in Alhambra, and I had actually seen it myself.
You saw it when it was
I
open.
saw this place, and I would look at it. I saw the hands, and I thought it was kind of sus. And I was like, it says Rastafari Church. What kind of church is that? So I looked it up, and that's when I discovered this religion, and I figured it to be legit.
Oh, you think so?
Until
Honestly, I did too.
until one day, it was gone. When I went back, and I was like, "What happened to the church that was here?"
No,
And I
I've
looked
seen it.
up.
Because
And
around where I live, there's also some little churches, which is like just local people, renting out a place and setting up their own little prayer area. And I've seen them use emojis too. So I'm like, it might have been a legit place.
Yeah, they're trying to be hip with it, but fortunate or unfortunate, the Alhambra chapter of the Rastafarian Church is no longer available for those who would like to participate in the Rastafarian rituals.
Yes,
Very, very
sadly.
sad.
Yeah.
But I know you had something else that you wanted to display to me.
Oh yeah. So in case
Speaking
you didn't
of
know, this is
420.
kind of, there you go. Speaking of 420, changing the topic, kind of more or less is kind of based on what they used to sell in these churches. In case you didn't know, Mike Tyson has Mike Tyson Bites. He joined the game. It was back in like 2018, I believe. Mike Tyson came out with his product, which are Mike Tyson Bites, which are in the shape of an ear that has been bitten. I wonder where he got that idea from.
And if anybody who doesn't know Mike Tyson, then you're probably maybe too young to be watching the show.
Too young, yeah.
But
very too young.
If you don't know who Mike Tyson is, he's a former world heavyweight champion boxer from the 1980s. And the ears are into the shape of bitten ear because during one of his fights with Evander Holyfield, he was disqualified in his fight for biting this man's ear off for no reason. Assume he's a little unhinged. If you watch any of his podcast episodes, you can get that kind of vibe from him that he's a little out there.
Yeah.
But he bit it the exact same way. And that's it's in the shape of
it.
These edibles, they're gummies apparently.
The gummy edibles. Of course, they contain THC. He's selling them on his website, and this really offended Evander Holyfield. He was really offended by it. Where he was out there. He had a whole meeting with Mike Tyson about what's going on, and guess what happened?
What happened?
Later that year, he signed up to launch a Delta 8 version of the product called Holy Ears. So he became a part of it. He has Holy Ears now. His whole product. If you want to check those out, there's again his website, which is Mike Tyson, the Mike Tyson 2.0 brand.
Yeah. So because Evander Holyfield was the victim, it only makes sense for him to market his own ears. I don't know what got into. Maybe Mike Tyson was eating edibles one day and he decided, hey, what if I make this into an edible where I bit a man's ear off, right? So it's kind of a sick joke, you could say.
Yeah.
But now he's got competition with the man who he victimized.
With the old man that he victimized. And you can find these in many flavors, You have watermelon, cherry, strawberry, fruit flavored.
All fruit flavored.
Yeah, so, if you like it, they have them right there for you.
And he sells them $20 a bag, and it's 25 mg.
He sells them in different packs, actually. Did you see one that goes for $200?
Is that like a huge bag?
It's a 100 pack.
Oh.
It's a 100 pack.
Oh, I see it. 100 packs.
Yeah.
Got a black eye berry.
Black eye berry. Sour apple punch.
Champ approved. Mike Bites are guaranteed to be the best hemp-derived cannabis gummies you've ever tasted. All of our products have been fully vetted by Iron Mike himself.
Yeah.
I don't know if I take his advice, to be honest. He is fighting Jake Paul after all.
Oh, you're right.
He'll do anything for money.
How far?
He's a sellout, man. He's a
Mike Tyson. Bring
the
old Mike.
You got a picture. Did you see the picture of what the gummies look
like? Where's that
at? So when you go back to the top and it has all the pricing, there's two pictures. And there it is right
There
there.
it is. The Mike Tyson.
Will you be purchasing any of these?
No, I wouldn't.
Oh,
I don't know. No, I really wouldn't. I'm not into gummies anyways,
okay.
so I wouldn't be buying these.
So even like non-edible gummies, you didn't just never like gummies in general?
Yeah, no. I'm gonna say I've had a couple before. Not for me. These are not for me.
What about the Scooby-Doo kitty gummies? You know, those little for little kids. You like those fruit flavored snacks?
I've never had those, but I've had the Flintstone ones.
Oh, the Flintstone ones.
Yeah, the vitamin gummies made me feel strong. Take an extra one every day.
I am so glad that now, they have Sonic gummies now. So
Dude, are you gonna buy those? I know you're a big
I've been
Sonic
buying
fan.
them, yeah.
Oh, you've been buying them.
I've been buying them,
the,
man.
The chewy gummies.
the chewy gummies. Now I'm not that big of a fan of gummies, but I do like them occasionally. But when my boy, the blue rat himself, Sonic the Hedgehog, released the gummies, I knew I had to get them.
Okay, I didn't know they had gummies for.
They have Sonic gummies, and they're really good. They taste like any ordinary gummy, but because I'm supporting my boy, it tastes extra good.
Oh, okay. Hey, that's right. Support
Support
your
Sega,
boy,
support
Sega,
Sonic.
Support Sonic himself.
Sonic himself.
You
That
being
supports
endorsed.
Sonic the Hedgehog, his Sonic team.
Yeah.
They need the help. They're out there.
They're out there.
So, because we are very focused on 420, today is a special episode. It's a theme. We're gonna do all marijuana-based topics. We are introducing a new segment, and I don't think there's a better opportunity to introduce our brand new segment. You guys know for the past 2 weeks we've been introing new segments every week. This is another one, and it's called
Another segment.
Exactly. It's a beautiful one. It's called That's a Reddit Moment.
That's a Reddit moment.
And anybody who's ever been on Reddit will know that Reddit can be a quirky place. You'll find the strangest people, the most
Right.
helpful people, the most degenerate people, and some interesting things that go on with the subreddits themselves. So today, I want to highlight 2 subreddits that have one has everything to do with cannabis, and one has nothing at all to do with cannabis, but their name is cannabis related. So the first segment, the first subreddit, I should say, I want to
First
talk about
subreddit?
is r/trees.
r/trees.
If you don't know about Reddit, if you've never been on there, usually there's a r/something, and it's related to whatever the topic is.
Right.
So
I
what
wonder
makes
what
this
could be
confusing?
there.
What's up?
Trees. r/trees.
So you would think r/trees would have anything to do
Yeah.
with
like,
with the literal like oak woods and Everest
yeah, like,
trees.
hey, I have a question about trees. Where can I go? Be direct about it, right? On my search, r/trees. Let me see what's up with this,
Well, if you looked at r/trees because you're a gardener or because you're interested in planting trees, you're gonna find something completely different.
You're going to learn something different.
Yeah, you're gonna learn how to take a big puff. So this is r/trees, home of the ENTS, the go-to subreddit for anything and everything cannabis, from MMJ to munchies, from nugs to news, and everything in between. The casual cannabis community. There are 20 members, and right now, currently, as of time of recording, there are 423 members active.
Wow. Damn, there's a lot of people want to learn about trees.
Like beautiful, big, beautiful trees.
Big, beautiful, amazing trees.
And so some of the there's a radio station, according to this one post by user Griffon EDM. It says, "Come smoke with your fellow ENTs on treesradio.com. Share your favorite new song or come back and find some new tracks. Click this link to join us."
Radio station all about that?
It's a radio station all about maybe it just like plays Rastafarian music, maybe it plays Bob Marley,
Bob Marley.
maybe it plays The Chronic by
by Dr.
by Dr.
Dre.
Dre, yeah.
Right.
So I
Some
would
Afro
normally
man.
never advise clicking links on Reddit, any external links. But if you are the curious type, one, you either do it with a VPN, or two, you go to VirusTotal just by copying the link and you just drop it in there and it'll tell you how malicious it is. Just don't accidentally click the link while you're copying it. Just copy the link and drop it in VirusTotal.
Yeah.
It'll tell you how malicious it is. But so there's that one. We have a tweet here. It's a response from another subreddit called r/facepalm. The user passage appropriate 90 says, "If you can wear patchouli, I can wear weed." The post from r/facepalm says, "I'll take about $100 worth of food. Sorry, can't." And the tweet says, "Imagine refusing service to the absolute hungriest demographic that you'll ever want to walk into your restaurant. If you if you have the smell of marijuana on you, we will not serve you." This is on a restaurant.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow,
That's crazy.
Dude. You're just losing business at that point.
They're there for the munchies,
bro,
man.
You got the munchies. Let me buy whatever I want. You're getting money anyways.
It's a beautiful thing when you get money for smoking weed or serving people who do smoke weed.
In fact, upsell me. I'll buy whatever you're gonna give me. You know, I'm hungry. I just want to eat something.
They even have some news up here. It
Oh,
says, breaking. This was an hour ago as the time of recording. User James Asher 12 says, the U.S. Senate Majority Leader to introduce federal marijuana legalization bill this month. And it leads to the marijuanaherald.com, which is a newspaper centered around marijuana news and the legalization, the movement to legalize it, man.
The Rastafarian.
The Rastafarian,
movement.
the Cheech and Chong,
The Cheech and Chong
of our time, you know?
Right.
Legalize
Our
it,
time.
man. Okay, so this is the first subreddit that I wanted to bring up. The second subreddit, you would think what we just saw on the last subreddit is exactly what we would find on this subreddit. Because this subreddit is called r/marijuana enthusiast.
And what can we find in this?
So
subreddit?
r/marijuana enthusiast is it says, despite the name, we're all about trees. Yes, the large
All about trees.
woody plants that grow in the ground. Thank you for visiting. Do you have a tree health question? Please see these posting guidelines to effective posting in the tree subs. So this is the actual subreddit for if you're a gardener
Right.
or if you like trees.
So there's seems like subreddit for low-key stoners.
Low-key stoners, high-key stoners.
I think it's low-key because our trees, and then it's all about cannabis. You're like, I don't want people looking into my stuff. Hey, I'm looking at trees, actual trees.
Yeah, well, this would be a red flag to me, given that it's literally in the name. But some of the posts we have here,
Low-key gardeners.
low-key gardeners.
Low-key gardeners. People
Or
who
they're
like
like
to garden.
they're trying to hide from the people who
Yeah,
are like trying to
hey,
involve in
no, I don't have a
from the people
I don't
who are
garden.
all engaged in deforestation. They're like, I'm not trying to plant any
What?
trees.
What are you talking about?
You could build your strip mini mall here.
Yeah, and there it is. I just smoke weed. Come on, look
I
at
just
my
smoke
search.
weed. You just
I'm
tell
a
them,
marijuana
hey,
enthusiast.
if you open up a strip mini mall, can you put a dispensary in there? Because I love
I
cannabis.
love me some cannabis.
There's I guess this is a pinned post. It's from the mod, Spicy Dog. He says, welcome to the sub. Posts about pot and its related subjects should be shared with our good friends at r/trees.
Oh, hey, so it might just be one subreddit. Divided in two.
They're actively together, right? They're working together to get us out the good word of cannabis. And it says, here, not so much. We're all about actual trees. That's the joke. Thank you. Come again. Spicy Dog also has a post saying, it's tree planting season. Looking for help with picking healthy stock and how to plant / care for your tree properly? See this wiki for some critical tips. And then he leads a post to how to care for your trees.
How to care for your trees.
And then help a marijuana noob. We got a poster here. And this is not marijuana. I think this is a joke. It's like a very leafy, those maple leaf type of trees, but it's not maple leaf. I don't know what you would call it. Maybe we ask somebody on here and they would tell you. Because they would know what kind of tree this is.
What kind of tree? Oh, you should ask.
Hey, maybe
See
I
if
will.
they know.
I'll put my burner account on there and just be like, hey, what kind of tree is this?
What kind of your burner account?
My burner account.
What's your burner account?
And then we have amazing American elm planted on the street of Baltimore. Beautiful. Look at that. It's like it's got that Michael Jackson lean to it.
Oh my god, dude. So this is just, basically people who are
who love trees
for global change, global warming.
Yeah, they're trying to help us out here. They're
Yeah,
trying to keep our
that's
planet
great.
nice and safe.
I wonder why they're trying to do it so undercover. Why not just go straight into trees?
Straight into trees, you're right. Well,
But again, that's another one that's also undercover. The
that's
wrong
true.
trees.
You gotta hide your trees, fam.
That is a leaning tree. Damn.
Then there's a chain, that's hopping from one subreddit to the next. I've seen this often. This post is a reply to the post from r/trees. We're back in r/trees.
Back on r/trees.
And it was posted in r/marijuana enthusiast. It says, "What is this?" And user Leonardo_the_sly says, "What is this?" And it's just it's like a chain letter. You remember those chain letters, Jay, where you just used to text people the phishing emails, and they just keep sending it around.
Yeah,
that's what this basically is.
That's what it is.
It's a part of Reddit culture, and maybe we'll dive into it one day. Maybe we will. And that was this week's That's a Reddit moment. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that new segment. We'll try to dive into some more properties within Reddit that are unique or strange. And if you have any suggestions, please send it to us through our email. Last week, I misspoke when I mentioned the email. I'll correct it today. It's totbent.info@gmail.com.
Okay.
That is the official email for you to send us your comments, your questions, your suggestions about the show.
Yeah.
Or if you want to reach us on social media, we are everywhere at TOTBENT. And we're on Facebook, which is Top of the Bottom Entertainment. And just feel free to hit us up, send us a DM, reply to any of our posts with comments, hit us in the privates, and then not hit us in the privates, please. Please leave my privates alone.
DM us.
DM us in the
personal DMs.
In the personal DMs, and we'll
let us know what you think.
Yeah, tell us what you think. Tell us what you know. Please follow us. And then if you want to follow our personal pages as well, I'm Jeremiah Jordan TOTB on Instagram. And Jay, you want the people to follow you as well?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Sure.
So my name is JAY_3_ on Instagram. All I have is Instagram, so that's all you'll see me there.
Right. And I used to be on Twitter and X, but in my legacy account, I lost my I had an old phone number attached to it, so I can never access it again. So it'll exist as an archive of all my former bad takes.
Yeah, I used to be on Snapchat until I switched my phone number. Now I can't get access to anything.
Damn. That's just how it is sometimes. Social media
sucks
with their two-factor authentication.
Yeah. Damn.
So that leads us into our final segment.
Topic. It's an ongoing topic so far. That
every week
we feel is pretty entertaining because there's always something going on. So of course, this is this week in Florida, man. The Florida Man Chronicles. Yes, they have returned.
Hold on. Florida Man So my story is Florida man arrested in Gregg County with 90 pounds of marijuana candies, sentenced to 12 years. And it comes with a video report from KLTV. I'm sorry.
Damn, did you?
I'm on. I think I'm on something.
You hit that split before?
Yeah, you hear my voice?
Yeah, dude.
I just hit it hard.
Sounds like you did.
So here's the video.
After he was guilty several times, he said he was guilty. And then he gets on the stand and tries to crawfish away from it.
In Gregg County Court, a Florida man is sentenced to 12 years in prison. Claus Williams was arrested in 2019 after troopers found about 200 pounds of marijuana and 90 pounds of marijuana candies during a traffic stop on Interstate 20. Here's a look at the drugs confiscated. Today, Williams entered a guilty plea. On the stand, he said he was driving from Oregon to Florida and says he knew there were drugs in the car, but he claims he did not know how much. His co-defendant, Marvin Winter, is awaiting trial on a charge of possession of marijuana greater than 50 pounds.
So he had an accomplice in this whole thing.
He was carrying 200 pounds.
200 pounds of regular weed, of the baggies.
The trees themselves.
The trees themselves of baggies. And then 90 pounds of edibles. So altogether, he had 290 pounds of cannabis on him.
Yeah, do you know how much 200 pounds of flour is? That's crazy amounts. Crazy amounts, man. That's what the heck. How do you not know how much you're carrying?
And I love how he admitted to carrying, right? He said he did have the intent to sell, and he did not know, as they often say, he did not know that the drugs. He knew he had drugs in the car. He just did not know how much were actually in there.
Right.
So, which is always the go-to.
The
right?
go-to, yeah.
So he so that's my story. A man with almost 300 pounds of cannabis riding around being sentenced to 12 years. I say free him, you know?
Yeah, what did he do wrong?
It's very archaic laws, you know.
Did he say he was a Rastafarian?
He did not say if he was Rastafarian.
That probably could have saved him. It's my religion.
You could say it's my religious freedom to celebrate my religion however I like.
Right, it's the First Amendment.
Right. So,
Okay.
Jay, what is your story?
So here's my story for 420 today. So mine comes up from U.S. Today, and here's the title. The title goes, Pair sent to 2 days locked. Pair spent 2 days locked in, locked, quote unquote, locked in, parentheses, unlocked closet. 2 days. So as you can see, there's a picture of the lady herself right there. Very interesting. So it goes like this: a Florida man and a woman spent 2 days trapped in what they said to believe to be a locked closet, until police let them out and discovered that the door was actually never locked. The door was never locked. How do you spend 2 days?
They're just pounding and pushing on the door without touching the doorknob.
Yeah, how's that not your first, thought? Okay, so John Arkwood, 31, and Amber Campbell, 25, claimed they were chased into a janitor's closet at Daytona State College, in Daytona Beach, Florida, by an unidentified assailant on Sunday, according to the Daytona Beach Police Department's report. The pair waited 2 days in the closet before calling 911. 2 days. Where was the janitor at?
Man?
Janitor never go to work or something? His days off? What's going on? Janitor didn't
Maybe it was a weekend, and it
might have been. Yeah, you're right. What day is it?
He just didn't work on the weekend.
Sunday. It was Sunday to
I wonder what's the
Sunday for a
bathroom-
Monday.
The bathroom, the eating situation right there.
Yeah, so like police found the couple in the Marine and Environmental Science Center. And after they opened the door for the women and the man, a police officer checked if the door would lock on the inside. An officer went into the closet, closed the door, and found it had in fact been unlocked the whole time. The door has been locked the whole time. Police say they found in the closet. Here's what they found, which is kind of
answers my question.
Yeah, it kind of does answer your question. You can put together what they were up to. So they found human feces and a scouring pad, the latter of which is commonly used to smoke crack cocaine, but no drugs were found.
They smoked it all.
Yeah, probably. It's already in their system. But yeah, it's not 420, but it's drug related.
I like how the article brings up it's used to smoke crack, and then they also say, "Oh, but no drugs were found too."
Yeah,
they're trying to imply that these people were on crack or something.
Yeah, so these are already criminals. They do drugs on the daily. So yeah, the dude had criminal records including armed burglary, and theft of firearms.
And Campbell apparently was also charged with violating her probation, and there he is.
Yeah.
There's that guy. So,
there he is.
I like how the cop had enough sense to think, oh, you know what? Maybe it locks from the inside, so that's why they can't come out. And then he's like, he thought about it more than the people who were there for 2 days.
Yeah, he was looking, his first thought was, let me see if it locks.
He was there for 30 minutes, and it occurred to him, oh, maybe it was just locked from the inside. So it's locked from it's unlocked from the outside, right, but it's locked from the inside.
From the inside,
and then it wasn't. It just wasn't.
It wasn't.
It wasn't.
Yeah, it was totally unlocked. They could have got on there at any point, but they were probably just pushing the door. Especially when you're on crack, you don't really think straight.
Yep. So that was our Florida man stories. We hope you enjoyed it. We hope that you had a great 420 today. We hope you had a great time spending at least an hour with us here on this very beautiful 420 morning, evening, or afternoon, everyone. Whenever you're watching this. And if you are watching this, hopefully you're high on some of that toke while you're listening to us. That would,
Yeah.
if
Take
you
another
are-
one.
Send us an email, please. Let us know.
Yeah, let us know what you thought of the show. Let us know what you were doing, how you were doing it, when you were doing it. Don't get too specific though.
And if you are high while you listen to this show, please. It's very important.
Yes.
It's for science. It's for science
And religious purposes. So.
and religious purposes. For the Rastafarians out there, if we offended you, we apologize. But we wanted to give some more insight into your very beautiful religion.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. It's just.
and that's
yeah.
all we had for you.
That's all we had.
That's all we had for you guys today. We appreciate you being here with us. Follow us everywhere, and tune in again next week for the next episode.
Next episode of the TOTB podcast.
That's right. So until then, see you all. Bye.